Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today we're going to be doing the stock range test for the Nerf Strike Elite Stryfe. This is with the 4 stock Duracell batteries. We're going to go ahead and open up the battery compartment and show you that. As you can see, 4 batteries. They're the same ones I've been using since I got the blaster, so they're fairly new. We're going to be firing it with the Lightning Storm stock on it just because it's the most comfortable one to me as far as to get level shots off of. So that's what we're going to be using. We've got 10 stock Elite darts in a 12-round magazine, so we're going to be firing those off at level angle, I guess you could say, flat to the ground, and see what kind of distance we got. We've got our 100-foot tape measure that goes all the way out, so we're going to just see what kind of ranges we get off of this. So 10 stock darts fired a couple of seconds apart to let the motors get back up to RPMs. Okay, so as you can see, no more darts. We're going to go ahead and go down the tape here and see what kind of distance we're getting. It doesn't look to be that great right now. We don't have any side-to-side wind at all, or any up and down wind. There's practically no wind at all. So we're going to go ahead and walk down our tape and show you guys. Hopefully this camera does a little bit better job than it has before. Got a really solid grouping right here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 darts right at the 45-foot mark. Hopefully you can see that, 45 feet. Go up a little bit. We've got 2 more darts here at the 50-foot range. And then down here we've got 3 more darts around the 60-foot mark is the middle of them. And then 62 feet is the farthest dart we got. So overall, it's okay for a stock blaster. We'll see what we can get out of the modified ranges, but next we're going to go to the angled test. And okay, now we're going to do the angled test. Now with my angled test, I do them a little bit different, and we'll explain that in a second. Still want to show we got 4 stock Duracell batteries in it. Love how they put the little thing here. I'll go ahead and show it. I don't know if you guys can see that. It says powered with Duracell. Nice little plug in there for Duracell on their Nerf's blasters. So still got the 4 stock, same 10 darts right here, and we've cleaned them off a little bit so there's no dirt or anything. When I do my angle test, I basically do my angle test as far up as I think I can get the farthest range. So this is going to be your peak amount of distance you're going to be able to get out of it. So I'm really going to vary the angle a little bit just to see how far we can get them to go. Now with this, we're going to have decreased accuracy obviously, but we still have absolutely 0 winds, so it should be a fairly decent comparison to the stock accuracy, but we'll see how that goes. So here we go, 10 stock darts at whatever maximum angle is to get the farthest distance. Okay, and that's really interesting. We'll go ahead and walk down here towards them. All these darts are practically the exact same distance. They're just all spread out from left to right. We got several stragglers, 2 or 3 stragglers out here, and a pretty solid grouping right here in the middle. This really surprises me because I've varied the angle quite a bit there. But all of these around the 66-foot mark would be the bottom of the, I guess you could say, shot grouping pretty much, 68 being the top. And then we have 2 darts right here that managed to get to the 74 feet mark, or 1 dart, excuse me, that managed to get to the 74 feet to 75 feet. So yes, the box is distance is accurate. You can actually get 75 feet, but like I said, with that kind of angle on it, your accuracy is bar none, just zilch. So 75 feet for the max. I would say the average grouping and the bottom would be around the 67, 66 foot mark. Okay guys, now we're going to do the modified range test, and what we're going to be using is Trustfire batteries. These are 3.6 volts each. However, mine are running at about 4 volts, 3.9 to 4 volts, just because they've been charged recently. So I apologize for that. But we're just going to show you what you can get out of a fully charged set, I guess. As you can see, I got 2 dummy batteries in here, pretty ghetto, but they work. And we got 2 Trustfires. So we're going to go ahead and just put the battery compartment on, just to make sure they stay in place, because mine, like I said, are ghetto and they don't work the best. But we're going to go ahead and do that. And then we're going to fire these at flat range, or flat to ground. I can never think of the right term when I'm in a video. Parallel to ground, there you go. And we're not going to do any angle test on these just because, unless we really just need the footage or something like that, unless I decide to later. But we're just going to fire 10 darts, the same 10 darts. We might switch them out in the next test here just to make sure. But the same 10 darts, we're going to be firing them flat to ground. And we got 100-foot tape, and we're going to see what kind of distance we can get out of them. Okay, so like I said, we still have no wind at all, maybe a tiny breeze, but you can't even notice it. We're going to just walk down the tape here and see what kind of distance we got. Okay, so our lowest shot is at almost a little above 50 feet, about 50.5 feet here. We've got a pretty, I guess you could say a solid grouping. There's about 3 around the 55-foot range. Then the majority of them, I did have one fly clear off over there, and that'll be our highest dart, but we'll check that in a second. We've got a pretty solid grouping here, about 61 feet. And then our second highest dart here is right on the 64 feet. And then our very highest dart, which flew way out here, which can't really be counted as accurate, but it is clear out here. So walk it into the tape, and that's going to be right at the 75-foot mark. So firing flat, parallel to ground, 75 feet, not too bad. So we're going to go back and check out what other kind of voltage we can get out of this thing. Okay, now onto the next range test. Instead of 2 truss fire batteries, we have 3 now in there. These are roughly, again, running about 4 volts, a little bit below 4 volts. We got 1 dummy battery. 10 darts. These are not brand new darts, but I swapped them out from the other ones we've been using in the test just to get a little bit of a fresher set of darts here. These haven't been used very much, if they have at all. So we're going to be using those and seeing what kind of ranges we can get out of 3 truss fires. So again, parallel to ground, and we'll see what we got. Okay, so as you guys can see, we got much better ranges out of that. And to be honest, the accuracy isn't the greatest. However, it's not as bad as I was thinking it would be. We're going to go ahead and set that down for now. We don't need it. But we're going to walk out here. I was really expecting to see some really wide spread. And obviously this is wider spread than normal. But they fly fairly straight from the very beginning, which is a really good sign. So we're going to see what we got here. Out at the lowest dart is 67 feet. Hopefully you guys can see that. 67 feet. We've got 2 more darts here at the 72-foot and 73-foot ranges. Moving on up, we have one out there a little bit. That's at about the 77.5 feet mark. We've got a pretty solid grouping of 3 right in here. The lowest being 81 feet. The highest being about 84 feet. We've got another one at 85 feet. And then we've got our highest dart out here that is right about the 93-foot mark. So 93 feet from the from a modified Stryfe with the 3 truss fire batteries. Forgot to mention we have one way out there at about the 88-foot mark too. So pretty decent ranges for flat and not too bad in accuracy. Obviously it's not the best, but it's definitely not too bad for the kind of voltage and speed we're getting out of it. Okay, so we're going to be doing the last range test here. This is the Stryfe with 4 truss fire batteries. These are again charged up to about 4 volts. They might have dropped a tiny bit now, but 4 volts, so we got a total of 16 volts in here. We're going to be firing 10 streamlines, or elite darts out of our 12-round magazine here, and we're just going to be seeing what kind of distance we can get out of the 4 truss fire batteries. So this is really overpowered in my opinion. We'll see how it turns out. It's not, like I said, it's really, I think, overhaul on it. Now, as most of you guys probably noticed, the last 2 tests, some of you might be able to get it done, others may not, and that's because there's resistors inside this blaster. There's a resistor coming off of the battery lead, and then there's 4 resistors on the motors themselves. I've completely removed those, so that's the only reason why I've been able to get 3 and 4 truss fire batteries in here. You can run it with 2 stock, but 3 is iffy and 4 is definitely not. So we're going to be firing these, again, parallel to ground. I've got 100-foot tape. If we get farther than that, I've got another 25-foot tape. We'll go ahead and extend out there. But we're just going to be firing them again parallel to ground and see what kind of distance we get out of them. Okay. Oops. Okay. As you guys can see, that was really overpowered. I hope nothing. I've seen a little thing fly off of my motor, so I hope it's not important. We don't even need the tape because it didn't get past our 100-foot mark. So let's go ahead and walk it out. Honestly, this got worse ranges, I think, than the standard one, or about the same ranges. We got 56 feet is the lowest dart here. Hopefully you guys can see that. We've got another dart here at about the 63, one right past the 65, one right past the 69. Got two more here around the 74 and 76 foot ranges. We've got a solid grouping of 3 right in this area. About the 83 is the middle, 85 is the top. And then we've got one straggler out here that managed to get to the 99-foot mark. So not 100 feet, but you can get 99 feet out of 4 truss fire batteries. Honestly, I don't think that's worth it, especially when you've seen the inconsistency of the feet, the distance differences and stuff like that. So in my personal opinion, right off the bat, I would say 3 truss fires is about all you want to do on them. Put into the Stryfe, you're getting consistent ranges with that. 4 is just a little overpowered and your darts can't handle it. So that's the results. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment box below, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks everybody, and have a nice day.